Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my $1 million news studio. Today we're going to watch the great Peter Doocy at the White House questioning the White House press secretary.
Yes. Okay. Oh, Peter, go ahead.
Thanks, Karine. A follow-up about the MAGA Republican attention. So, if we're all in agreement that it is incorrect to say the 2020 election was stolen, what about the 2016 election?
Look, I'm not going to go back to where we were or what happened in 2016. We're going to focus on the here and now. We're going to focus on what's happening today, this inflection point that the president pointed out very clearly, very decisively in a few speeches about what the country needs to do at this time to bring the country together. And he believes that's where majority of Americans are when it comes to protecting our democracy, when it comes to protecting our rights, and when it comes to protecting our freedoms. That's what we're going to talk about. That's what we're going to focus on where we are at today.
But just in trying to understand the new attention on the MAGA Republicans, you tweeted in 2016
I knew this was
Trump
coming.
stole an election.
I was waiting, Peter, when you were going to ask me that question.
Well, great. Here we go.
So before we see what she has to say, let's pull up the tweet and see what it says. So if we look back to 2016 at her Twitter, she tweeted, and quote, "Stolen emails, stolen drone, stolen election. Welcome to the world of unprecedented Trump." Apparently, if you're on the left and you say that the election is stolen, it's perfectly okay. But if you're on the right, it makes you an extremist terrorist that's a threat to democracy. I think everyone can see the problematic nature of that sort of ideology. But let's have a look and see what she has to say.
You tweeted Trump stole an election. You tweeted Brian Kemp stole an election. If denying election results is extreme now, why wasn't
So
it then?
let's be really clear. That comparison that you made is just ridiculous. I have been. Well,
ridiculous?
you're asking me a question. Let me answer it.
And you said it was ridiculous.
I was talking specifically at that time of what was happening with voting rights and what was in danger of voting rights. That's what I was speaking to at the time. And here's the thing. I have said Governor Kemp won the election in Georgia. I've been clear about that. I have said President Trump won the election of 2016, and I've been clear about that. What we are talking about right now is, let's not forget what happened on January 6, 2021, when we saw an insurrection, a mob that was incited by the person who occupied this campus, this facility at that time. And it was an attack on our democracy. Let's not forget, people died that day. Law enforcement were attacked that day. That was the danger that we were seeing at the time. That's what the president has called out, and that's what he's going to continue to call out. So yes, when you have MAGA Republicans, a extreme part of Republicans who just deny or do not want to really say what exactly happened on that day, or say it was a protest when it clearly was not a peaceful protest.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on a minute. We're going to be talking about protests and which ones are peaceful and which ones are not. Yeah, January 6th was a fucking shit show. But how could we... Do you not remember the Summer of Love and those BLM protests? Like, how can those be called peaceful? And because I think there was more damage caused by those riots than any other riots in U.S. history. So how can we sit here and say that January 6th was a insurrection and it was an attack on democracy, and the BLM protests weren't? What?
That's not what we saw on that day. Yes, the president's going to call that out. And here's the thing. Majority of Americans agree with him. Majority of Americans agree with this president on protecting our democracy, protecting our freedom, and protecting our rights. That's what we're talking about today, and that's what the president's going to focus on.
So there you have it, folks. We have some puzzling responses from the White House press secretary. And remember, if you did like what you saw here, to like and subscribe. And remember that we're all in this together.